Friends and family, thank you for joining me here at the American News Network. Today, this is Texas, July the 4th. We have kids that are still missing, and we have had 24 fatalities. Basically got 15 inches of rain in 3 hours, and we have kids that were affected by this. So if you're in the area, heads up, if you can wake up early in the morning, I'll show you some pictures of some kids from Beaumont, Texas that we're looking for right now. At least 24 fatalities is what we're reporting, and 20 people are at least missing still that we have on record. There could be even more unreported. Earth first responders, thank you. Torrential rainfall caused the river to rise rapidly, with some areas seeing about a 26-foot increase in less than 2 hours. And the flooding was described as a catastrophic historic flooding event. Again, we're looking for 20 campers from Camp Mystic. And they're unaccounted for, according to multiple news sources. This is in Kerr County. And this is a really popular place for kids to go tubing and enjoying themselves. But this turned into a tragedy. And so this morning, if you have any special ability, if you want to help out in the community, we're in a state of emergency in Texas. It's a pretty serious one, too. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to give you some phone numbers here, too. The Guadalupe River Authority, they're 830-379-5822. And the county emergency management is 830-303-8856. Now, I'll give you another one. This is the American Red Cross. If you can help reunite people or have found people in the area, it's they've established a particular new phone number for this Guadalupe River situation. It's 1-800-733-2767. And we're actively actually looking for a couple kids. I'm going to let you see what they look like and what they're about. There's 3 Kelly High School graduates and an 8-year-old girl from Beaumont that are all missing, I can say that. And the 4 missing that have been identified by family members is Ella Cahill, Aiden Hartfield, Joyce Baden, and Reese Manchaca. And so already we have, it's tragedy in Texas. And so if you're in the area and you can help out and you have a boat, or you can just, maybe you got some good Labrador retrievers or some ability, there's some kids that might need you this morning. And rise and shine. And we got some kids that might need some help out there. And this young little girl right here, and there's her phone number. She's 8 years old, Mary Grace Baker. And so if you can, this is in Kerr, and this is a mass casualty event that we've had in Texas, and there's been 24 deaths. This began at 4 a.m. 24 hours ago, and it flooded the hill country to where it created several islands. So people are stranded on these various kind of new islands, and then we're looking for them that way. And so that's kind of what we're looking at. And these have been very deadly flash floods in the state of Texas. So again, this is the state of Texas, and the water, just like Hurricane Helene, got very out of control. And as far as everybody that's a first responder this morning and throughout the day today, God bless you and thank you. And just try to be there. And you know how we are in Texas, and we help each other out. And so there's been some champions out in the field, and just That's the news that's been happening as far as with what's going on locally. As far as other news that I'll talk about the Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson thing, and I'll bring that up just because it is a shocker for me as well. And good morning. But it's amazing that we would have, it almost seems like tragedy after tragedy that would happen here. So here we have some interesting stuff as far as with Elon, with Tucker. And there's some interesting facts that were brought up as far as, even though Trump just went against him, understand this is the one guy that's in charge of Starlink and our only option to get into outer space. And the guy that helped you with Bitcoin and cyber, and to flip on him and threaten deportation. Is this the new American way? Well, we'll see here, you know.
And then the sophistication of the AI algorithms is also improving, so we're bringing online a massive amount of AI compute, and also improving the efficiency of the compute and what the AI software can do. So it's quantitative and qualitative in improvement. I think next year you'll be able to ask AI. So certainly by the end of next year, make a short movie about something, or probably can do at least a 15-minute show or something like that.
Elon's top concern for AI safety is ensuring that AI is maximally truth-seeking. He believes that only AI committed to uncovering and presenting the truth.
Well, the thing I was wanting to get on here was not that subject. And let's see. I don't know why I was talking about this, but anyway, we have a new space object. I'm sure you heard about that, just like Oumuamua. And we have another large space object coming in. This one's probably about 4 times the size of Oumuamua. So we have a new interstellar object like Oumuamua that's spotted. It's going at a highly, extremely rate of speed, but it's not going to collide with us. It's more on a collision course with Mars. But in fact, while it's near Mars, we're going to be on the other side of the sun. So this is very far away from us, but we are noticing it. And if you've heard anything about it, I'm just letting you know that it's really not something to be too concerned about. But that's some space news that's happening out there right now. We had a very powerful blast that happened in Italy. And of course, the interesting thing that I thought was the annunciation of perhaps an America party. So we had a lot of, well, you could say, Democrats join the side of Elon Musk today, saying that they agreed with him because, of course, they don't have any sort of a platform at all. And let's face it, the Democrats have self-decomposed. They don't have a platform. It's all about anarchy, destruction, and violence. It's all about abortion, lies, and deceit. It's all about disobeying your parents and going against the system, getting another tattoo, painting your hair pink, and getting as fat as possible. At least that's the way it seems to most of us. And when we see the military as it staunched around out of step, even it was simple to say, hey, every time the kick drum hits, make sure your left foot hits the ground, fellas. Too difficult? Yeah. We're really going to win if we get into something here, powder puff cakes. Well, enough of that, but the kind of threat we're getting today isn't like a DI. No, it's kind of more like a, hey, son, you helped me out, Mr. Crypto Billionaire, and I know you go to space, and I know you make these electric cars, but I don't care. You see, I signed up with Big Oil again, and that Big Oil makes what? Well, it makes the roads, the Teamsters, and also the military. And what are you pumping out here? Crypto? Nuclear stuff? Is that what you're getting at? Is that a threat? You think Saudi's going to swallow it? And what about Big Pharma and the military industrialization complex with BlackRock in Israel that we have that is so, well, running the shadow government still. You see, that's the only reason why I can see that we would follow Netanyahu, because that guy is facing $5.3 billion in fraud with the Israeli government. Yeah, well, Elon Musk is threatened. He threatened the America Party, and he believes that the $5 trillion big beautiful bill is bad. What I know are the good parts. What I know is this. You can keep your tax money, keep your tip money, keep your tip money. And that's great for everybody that's driving an Uber or that's running in a restaurant or a bar. No taxes on tips, and that's awesome. The other thing that's awesome that I heard was the incentives on if you buy an American car. And so it's almost like, let's say if you wanted to drive an Uber and get an American car, well, you can almost have 100% free ride. And these incentives for buying an American car, it's like 0%. It's like everything that you dreamed of, and it will stimulate Americans to buy American cars. And we need to do something like that because we're out of industry. And I'm going to let you know that Europe has fallen like I've predicted. We have Poland now unifying with Hungary, with Moldova, with FICO, with everybody else. They're on the side of Putin in rational thinking. And so Poland crashes, but I'm going to tell you something that the news media doesn't tell you. Well, Chris, didn't we load up a lot of bombs and missiles in Poland? Well, yes, we did. Well, if they flipped on us and our missiles are there, what are you saying? What are you saying? Well, the Russia's going to get our stuff. Well, they did get a lot of the Leopard tanks just recently in the Ukraine, too. And did you hear the good news? See, NATO was giving Trump such a tough time, and the EU, that he pulled our troops out. Yeah, so there's going to be no American defense in Europe. You can eat a bag of Richards, courtesy of President Trump. Orange man, good from us to you. You see, they're not the Europe we knew. No, you're not. You've changed, you see. Over the last 20 years, you've become something that's not even recognizable anymore. And are we supposed to defend that? I could take it further. I could say, Ireland, your only hope is if you get Conor McGregor and you stop looking at his past but concentrate on the future. And if you don't arm Ireland and clean up your Irish heritage, there will be no more Ireland. Look at it this way with St. Patrick's Day. He had to get rid of all the snakes on the island so that, there would be no more snakes in Ireland. Interesting. I'm a relative of Nail of 9 hostages. So those that are of the O'Neill, Nail of 9 hostages dynasty, you are my relatives out there in Ireland, sending a hug to each and every one of you. Now, as far as Scotland, as far as the United Kingdom and England, well, Scotland is how you would have to move on down from the north, because you've been infiltrated so hard down in the south. But that's the battle, and it's either over or you have to fight it. And you see these different things, and that's why I've speculated and I've said, I see NATO and EU not only crumbling, but they left the door open and they failed their countries. And now I see the only rescue that all of Europe has is if the United States and Russia unify to squeeze out the woke agenda that was created by the EU and NATO, which has thrown out God, made it a laundromat, disintegrated Christianity, family values, marriage ethics, and morals. And that is why it is weak, undefendable, and not worth defending at all. So I think President Trump sees this. He's let every leader like Macron, like Merz, like Ursula hang themselves, and that you have. Your only chance now is to be empowered by your people, by God, by Jesus, and with what is inside of you, with what you know that is intrinsically right. NATO, they say that they've abandoned Kiev. No, NATO was dismembered. It was dismembered when the United States stood in alliance with Benjamin Netanyahu, and we stood by somebody who let pagers explode that he haphazardly distributed throughout the country. Same thing in Egypt, same thing in Iran. And then we connected that with them killing the president with an explosive pager in the helicopter, and then planting bombs in various buildings when they were manufactured, only to blow them up years later. It almost smells like Mossad had some sort of equal justice and equal planning when I compare that to the facts of 9/11 and Silverstein. The only person that made money on it was a Jew. But that's okay because we blamed Saudi Arabia and Egypt. But then we went and bombed Iraq for no reason. We make sense. We seek justice. Just ask Hillary Clinton about Christopher Stevens and Omar Gaddafi and all the gun and debt that they took. Or, in fact, maybe how we used Haiti as our first bank account back in the Clinton days and Biden used the Ukraine. But NATO has been abandoned, so is the EU, because it's been the laundromat of Europe in wokeism and rejects. So Russia is taking over, and we have a lot of things that are happening in Israel because hate breeds hate and love breeds love. Do unto others as you want done to yourself. Treat your neighbor the way that you want to be treated. But above all, love. Without love, and without God, you're just a clanging gong. Something that makes a lot of noise. This is the CIA of Israel behind me. It was hit. They're going to blame Iran. I don't think you could blame Iran because they're just trying to protect the children of Gaza. Now, there's a Harvard study and an IDF study that calculates 377,000 deaths in Gaza, over half of which are children. So you could say that they've murdered 150,000 kids. Almost 400,000 people have been killed. This isn't racism. This isn't genocide. This is equal justice. That's what the Jews want us to believe. They want us to believe that this is a loving act to their neighbor. Well, hate breeds hate. And the missiles are flying from the Houthis in Yemen and from Iran in defense of the 377,000 kids that have been murdered, and nobody's talking about the truth. So I feel that I have to, because we can't get brainwashed by the George Soros media. Now remember, George Soros is a Hungarian Jew. Zelensky and Benjamin Netanyahu, all from the same Malvitsky, all from the same area. They're all European Jews, and this is what they're good at. And everything is gone. And Iran's missiles ravaged the Vine Institute in Ravahot. And this is the way it's beginning to look in Israel. And I want you to know that Ukraine has now abandoned Zelensky, so he will be brought to justice probably within the next 48 hours. Now, who is the only threat that anybody can be concerned about? Well, it'd be Vladdy P and the KGB, and here is his Iskander M missile. And we haven't been able to defend it or even see it coming. No, because it's coming to you at Mach 7. And it's highly guided. Iskander M isn't just another ballistic missile. It's one of Russia's most advanced tactical weapons, capable of carrying both conventional and nuclear weapons and warheads. And it reaches speeds of up to Mach 7. And it can hit stuff over 500 miles away with advanced precision. And now the threat is growing. And so they've upgraded everything. And this is one of the things that they can even use to hit satellites out of the sky. We don't even have technology like that. That's why I'm wanting you to know. In fact, if you doubt it, we were so bonehead when Chinese balloons came over. We got F-35s up and shot rockets at it to get a balloon out of the sky. Pretty genius, isn't it? I mean, considering we could have used a laser pointer device and just poked a hole in the damn thing and brought it down for free. But, you know, it is what it is, and we're run by a whole bunch of Iskander woke tards. And I wanted you to know that we did link the Mossad now to JFK. And these are facts that are not going to be talked about. And I do want you to know that officially Zelensky 2 days ago, he said basically F Trump, and he dropped the United States, even all of that help that we gave this disrespectful kid. I call him Nikolai Carpathia Zelensky, the Antichrist of Europe. Now, we also got Xi Jinping, and we also got Jared Kushner, but we got a lot of people that are claiming the 666. And but Zelensky said Trump can go F himself, and Ukraine blasts the U.S. for sudden suspicions. But understand, then Russia found bioweapons in the dirty business that America was doing with our dirty politicians. Oh, yeah. So I think Trump and Putin do need to talk. I think this news thing does need to come out, and we need to expose a little bit of this hanky-panky that we've been doing, because who would want a biolab next to you? And I've always known China was in that, but not us. No, not us. So anyways, we need to disassociate ourselves